But I know we gonna look cool in here.
Love, love, love. It's your boy Bigg Dan. Is going down big dog boss status. I want to welcome everybody to a special episode of World Famous Radio live at the Rec Room featuring HB motherfucking C. Make some goddamn noise, y'all. All right. So I want to introduce y'all to one of the new phenoms in the city. We got Lord Trippy in the motherfucking building.
Trippy, what's up?
Mosima in the motherfucking building.
Basement.
And we also got the manager, Riley, in the motherfucking building.
Basement.
This is an impromptu interview, fresh out of a goddamn session that he had giving Shaq G.
40 minutes.
Two songs in 40 minutes, pure fucking talent.
That's a fact.
I met these guys at Rec. You know, they were just doing a session. We came out, so let's do an interview, man. So introduce yourself, brother.
Lord Trippy of the Highest Basement Collective, HBC Lord Trippy, whatever you want to call me.
Okay.
I'm out here, lit as fuck, and you know, you see me. You know who I am.
All right, bet. Go ahead. What about you, Moses? I heard that jacket was made with Uzi's blood, by the way. Is that true? I heard Virgil gave you that jacket.
I can neither confirm or deny that, Bigg Dan. My name is Mosima, representing Highest Basement Collective, postmodern soul singer.
Okay. All right, bet, man. What about you, Big Dog Riley, the gatekeeper?
I'm Riley of HBC. I'm the only gatekeeper that matters in Philly.
That's all that matters.
All right, bet, man. So we got HBC. So we're going to start from the jump. We got what we got, 45 minutes?
Moses in here having
we got
mic
45
problems.
minutes.
He
Moses,
touching his
yeah.
mic
I'm holding myself
Moses'
up.
mic needs Viagra. I don't really know what's going on right here. We got to holla at Dave and Will.
Yeah.
Really Hefe, man. And the whole team needs to fix this shit because it's not right. But we're going to see what's going on. Anyway, so let's start from the beginning, man. How did HBC come into existence? How did y'all get the name?
In a basement in Montgomery County.
Erdenheim.
Shout out
Erdenheim.
Skyline Drive. We all met up 11th grade of high school. This would have been 2011.
Mm-hmm.
And
What a time.
basically, me and Sheed, I was going to produce music for Sheed, and he was going to be the rapper. That was it. That was all we had. And then we ended up meeting Tawobi because he transferred to our school. And him and him and Moses had been making music for years already. They had already.
Yeah, we had met in middle school.
So it was, word. So Wobie started bringing Moses around, and then we just started really pumping out content out of this basement. We started grabbing $80 mics, grabbing like random studio equipment.
How was y'all making the money? Were you guys trapping?
Money?
Well, how were y'all buying it?
We were high school
There was no
students.
trapping.
Oh, so no trapping was going on?
There was
Y'all
no
guys
money.
selling pills in high school?
Nah,
I wasn't a part
bro.
of
I
this
was-
at the time, but there was no trapping done.
Were you fighting your case at this time?
I haven't seen
I was
no
I was
You weren't
doing
fighting your case at this time, Trippy?
I was
So go
skipping
ahead,
lunch.
guys.
All right.
I was a busboy. We were all just working like random jobs, like trying to get money.
Okay.
And, but we were all living at home. Like,
So how were y'all paying for the $8 mics and stuff?
Because they
though?
wasn't paying
having a
rent.
job? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Skipping-
All right,
skipping
okay.
lunch.
All
I
right.
was making
All
like
right.
$200 a week and just putting that money towards it. So
Okay.
like, and between a bunch of people, there's 4 or 5 people involved now. Like that $80 is nothing.
Okay,
So we
cool.
got that pretty quick, and then we just started trying to really like pump out music, and we started trying to throw parties in this basement. Like it was fun. It was our hangout spot, and then
Whose basement was it?
our friend Ben's.
Okay.
Used to go by 616.
Yeah, shouts out Ben.
One
I mean,
time
he
for
still might
Ben.
go by 616 on Instagram, man.
I think he does.
Okay,
I
one
think
time
so.
for
Shout
Ben.
out 616.
Shouts out Paul. He's the one. It was his house. He hosted us. Big RIP Paul. He's really.
R.I.P. to Paul.
That was
RIP,
Ben's
man.
dad. He really gave us the ability to create this. He let us have free reign of their house.
Okay.
And really create within it.
Yeah, he's the reason there's even an HBC for real. Like,
Yeah. So we all just kept pumping out music. This is high school, and we're just trying to really get shit out there, and we're trying to pump shit to our class. Like, and our biggest thing we're getting is no response. Like, nobody fucks with us at school. Like, nobody wants to get behind what we're doing. We're getting more support from people we're meeting randomly out in the city than we're getting from our friends.
Mm-hmm.
And so
y'all guys really started in the counties for. How did
Yeah.
y'all transition to Philadelphia?
So after high school, I moved to California. Moses and Wobie went to New York. They were going to school in New York.
We had a short stint in St. John's.
Shout out J. Cole. Did he go to St. John's?
He
Did
did,
he?
yes.
Yeah, shout out
He
J.
did.
Cole, the whole Dreamville, man. Come to fucking Philly and find some fucking talent, J. Cole.
College rappers, but go ahead.
Yeah. And then Sheed was at school too. And then this is like 2013 to 2014.
Right.
And basically what was happening now is all the holidays we'd come back together and we would start making hit records every time we came back together, back in the original basement. And then it quickly became all right, we got to give all this shit up and regroup. So it was 2015. I moved back, convinced them to fucking drop out of school. Mo was already out. And then we all just regrouped. And this was now in Philly. Ben, the owner of the original basement, he was now going to Drexel. Okay. And he had a crib, an apartment on
Cherry Street.
Yeah, on Cherry Street at Drexel, so on campus. And so he let us move in. And it was right back. It was still the same equipment that we had bought before.
Yeah, bro. We were packed out in a 1-bedroom apartment on Drexel campus, just cranking out.
It was a 2-bedroom.
All of y'all?
There was a second
Trippy, did you come
was a
here
second
yet?
bedroom.
That was my room.
Oh, yeah. I
This is
forgot
where
about the second
Trippy
bedroom.
started coming around.
This is where Trippy comes
At this
into
place,
the mix.
yeah, this place.
This is
and they was
2015.
stacked on each other, my nigga. like he said, he said it was a 1-bedroom because it felt like a 1-bedroom.
It might as well have been a 1-bedroom.
Bro, we were sleeping on floors, sleeping in hallways, wherever you could find a place
And I
to
started
go.
sleeping on the floor with these niggas.
Bro,
spending the
it was
night,
like that for a few years.
Yo, my first interaction, because all right, so like I met she, but like we got cool before it was ever like me being in the basement or anything. But like my first I met these guys at Juicy J concert. Like I met Riley,
facts.
I met Gomez.
Facts.
Like she'd introduced, because I was only cool with she. Like I had moved to Jersey from Philly, and she got cool with my group of friends that I was cool with in Philly. So when I came back, me and him hit. We was making music. I was kind of falling out of it, but then when I met these guys at Drexel, like I met Wobie and Moses. I think Moses might have been at Juicy J though, but I paid Moses for my first session. Like I paid him to engineer like a 2 or 3 hour
Pretty sure
session.
you paid for a few sessions.
Possibly,
Like,
yeah. I think I did. Like I was coming through a lot.
How we met Trippy was he was an artist that was trying to work and he needed a studio.
Yeah.
And we were trying to make money off the fact that we had a home studio, so we were charging him by the hour to record. And I think it was like 20 an hour.
And they were like, he was helping me make beats and shit. Like he would make beats in the session and shit. So I didn't have no problem with it. Like I fucked with how they was moving and I fucked with the sound. Like I was a fan of She's music too. Like, so that was a big thing.
Okay. All right. So now we in the house. Now we in the
This is
1-bedroom
like
apartment.
2015 into 2016.
2015.
Yeah, this is
so
in
this
West
is-
Philly at Drexel.
This
So
is
is
just
it-
the inklings of us
Eventually
beginning
they bring
what we
me
have
in
now.
officially. Me and Brandon Clark, I think around the same day
same
we
day.
announced it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Brandon Clark were both new members of HBC.
So is the basement now like fully like? Is this like the basement that's here now, or is
Yes.
it still some other members that had to join?
Yeah, there's more people that joined like
It takes a
along the way
village.
for sure. There's people that left along the way too, but this is where like the backbone really came into play
Okay.
of who was serious, who was really taking everything, and who was gonna be around.
The core members, the founders.
Okay. When did you guys LLC up? Like when did you guys make an official business?
Now,
What, like today?
not today. This year.
Okay. All right. Bet.
Bro, we weren't operating like a good business
Okay.
ever. We were just trying to get the music out.
When did you guys believe and what did you guys think like, yo, we can really do this? And I know it might have been back in high school, but like when did the moment where as a collective, the HBC, everybody knew like, yo, this is it. Like, not that we can do this, but this is what we're going to do. And we got that sound. This is more than possible.
For me, it was when we got the logo. So once Scratch made that logo, bro, because we didn't get the logo till like 2018.
Yeah.
So we were back for 3 years
Maybe
operating.
17, yeah, I think 18.
Yeah, like we were back here operating for a while, had no logo, had no branding, had no representation of us. And then like there was definitely a momentum felt. We knew we had good music, but once that logo came,
It gave us
we
an
knew-
identity.
Yeah, it gave us an identity.
Yeah.
And from that moment was like, okay.
We
And then
all
people
walking
start
around.
recognizing the logo.
Yeah.
It's like now even every day
Mm-hmm.
it's like, wow, this shit is really working.
We all walking around with the same black shirt with the same logo on it. We all got the same black logo tattooed on our skin. Like, so
Y'all all got the tattoo?
We
Not
flashing.
Moses.
Yeah, Mo don't got it.
I don't
You
have
gonna
any
get a face
tattoos.
tat?
Hey, everybody
You-
comment
Once I get the
at
bag, I'm
Moses
gonna
and peer
tap
pressure him
the
into getting
HBC
this
logo
tat.
on my
I
forehead.
got my,
Alright.
my HBC tattoo. I hope it picks up, but that was my first tattoo.
Yeah.
And then I got
It
basement.
looked like
on
Hulk
my heart.
Hogan. Was that on purpose?
Huh?
Yes. Oh no,
Yeah.
no.
Yes. That's all right. You can know. Good call.
There
Well,
you go.
how did
Had I ever told you that before?
you told me that? Yeah, I already
Okay.
knew that. But I'm
Okay.
saying how did Scratch make it look like? Was he drawing Hulk Hogan and then one day y'all
Nah.
guys were just high
Nah.
He was
off
drawing,
the perks and you guys just turned it sideways? Is that what happened?
I've never taken
Never done perks?
No.
No. Have you ever done perks,
I've
Trippy?
never done perks.
What about you, Moses?
Like percussion.
No, Percocets,
percussion.
the drugs, in the
thing.
juice.
I'm not
Percocet.
familiar.
Oh, okay. All
Molly
right, let's
Percocet.
move on then. All right,
So
my-
Scratch was drawing out the logo as the letters HBC, and I think I had told him like we wanted it to be in a circle. Like that was really the only
we
guidelines
knew
we
that.
said was it wanted it to be a circle, and so he started drawing it out like the letters regularly, and I think it was just a perspective thing. One of us had seen the paper sideways at a 90-degree angle and was like, "Yo, it kind of looks like a face."
Exactly.
And then we're like, "Yo, it kind of looks like Hulk Hogan."
The band.
And then,
yeah.
so as soon as we said that, we all fell out and was like, "Oh shit! Like this is crazy. We have to actually run with this."
Mm-hmm.
And then, so he went in and actually made edits to the original, just straight letters, and made it look like. So like the C has an indent in it to make it look like a mustache.
handlebar
Right.
mustache.
The B
yeah.
kind of looks like it's wearing a
bandana,
bandana
yeah.
around its eyes.
No, the H is the bandana.
The H is the bandana.
The B
Right.
is like the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys know about that porn case Hulk Hogan had to fight that one time over that porno tape?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know about that?
Yeah.
Bro,
A
that was
while
a
ago.
crazy
Bro.
case.
That
He
was a
sued
crazy
a
case.
lot of people, won a lot of money,
Yeah.
and took down, what was it, Gawker.
Yeah,
It was
that
called
porno
Gawker.
site. Yeah,
He took down a human. No, it wasn't a
Gawker
porn,
is
bro. It was a
wild.
blog.
They
It was
sued-
a
yeah,
blog.
they had a lawsuit popping.
It was
yeah.
a blog.
Gawker.
Or like they were like a news source.
Holy shit.
You
And
made
he
Gawker
went-
go away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Hulk Hogan, one time for Hulk Hogan, man, controlling the porn industry like that.
Wow.
Clap, but he also said some racist things, so I'm gonna retract.
So did
my
Kramer
comments.
from
He sure
and nobody said anything about that.
They
'Cause it-
sure
'cause-
no. They
'cause-
said some things about
No,
that.
they did. They canceled Kramer, but it was in a joke context, so it's a little different. I mean, it's still no excuse. Like, fuck that. But it's different. Hulk Hogan was just like, nigga. Like, he was just saying it. You know?
Yeah.
It was like, Kramer was trying to make a joke.
Right? Yeah.
Had people laughed, we would have been cool
Yeah,
with it. Like, he was
he's a
Louis
comedian.
CK.
Hulk Hogan's not a comedian. Hulk
He's
Hogan's
not
a
fucking
legitimate actor.
comedian.
Yeah, so it's
why
different.
are you saying
yeah.
nigga? Then
Yeah.
now, all them times you were saying brother.
You was really probably saying nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
It's
But
all right.
anyway, all right. So we got the tattoo. So now we in 2015. Everybody's coming together.
Trippy B. Clark in there now.
All right. So what's next?
What's next from there? So
Because
then,
just giving y'all some context on World Famous Radio. I really want to allow the artists to really tell their story. So I'm not really here to ask too many questions. I'm really just giving y'all the opportunity to just tell your whole story up until where we are today. Even about the perks and the drugs, whatever y'all want to talk about. You know,
Word,
the cases.
word.
You know what I mean? So Mose, don't you got an open case right now?
They're trying to close it.
Okay.
It's
All right.
not
But
really
your lawyer,
working.
your lawyer said you can't talk about that.
Talk about what?
Your open case right now with
Talk
the gun.
about what?
What
Big
open
Dan?
case?
With
Dan,
the open
what you
case
talking
that
about?
Moses, I heard from the
Let's-
streets that Moses has an open case with a Glock 45.
I heard it's closed now.
I ain't hear that. I ain't never heard nothing like that. And Big Dan, I think you should stop hearing stuff.
Okay. All right. My bad. My bad, Tristan. All right.
so all right, where are we at? 2015, 2016. I know personally, I'm fucking with a lot of hallucinogenics at this point. I'm
Okay.
tripping my balls off all the time, every weekend, a lot, and really I'm really in my videographer bag at this point.
Yeah.
I'm going to all the scene events. I'm going everywhere, pretending to be.
Yo,
a photographer,
We was outside.
Bro,
we was
real
outside
quick.
for real.
I know how that feeling. Cause
We was
what year
outside.
was this? Y'all saying that y'all was outside heavy?
2016, 2015.
2016. So I was in a relationship around that time.
15, 16,
So I wasn't
17, we
outside
was
like that.
outside.
Still.
But
We
bro,
was
it's
outside.
Till now.
it's exhausting when you trying to grind in the scene, bro.
Yeah.
Going to
Yeah.
every event and trying to
Yeah.
really network, yo, it
Yeah.
can really be exhausting, bro. Especially with when you try to turn up and all that shit, bro. It's really exhausting, bro.
Last
We
5
took-
years.
we had Riley took a meeting with Rec early, and like they were just talking about the members that they knew offhand, and they knew Moses, of course, because he had a mega hit that's still blowing up. And then they said they knew me, but they didn't even know that I made music. I was just at events turned. Every event you seen, I was lit. I was either jumping on something. I was raging, and like they saw the energy.
Right.
Like they just knew, I was affiliated because I'm always walking around with these guys.
Okay.
But they didn't even know I made music at first. But like you said, it's that grind, like making sure
Yeah.
you touching the streets, making sure that people see you.
I got a quick question for Trippy. How do you feel about the rage and culture in the city of Philadelphia? Because I know me and you relate on that, the rage culture. You know what I mean? How you feel about that?
I love it. I mean, I think it is what it is. It's the underground. Like, it's the underground. Like that's not mainstream. Like, rage is not mainstream. Like, I mean, X, I think, made it the most mainstream, and then he allowed in Snitch 9. And then, but in Philly, it was Fresh. Like, Fresh was that. Like, he was rage. He was hardcore.
Shouts out Novo gang.
It was hardcore. Shouts out Novo, shouts out Mars and them. And then it went to R1. Like, but I mean, I like my whole stage presence and my rage, I got that from Fresh. He told me after one time I seen him at a Famous Deck show, he was like, I just don't give a fuck. I go up there and just don't give a fuck. Like, and that resonated with me. It's like, it's not that serious, it's not that deep. Like, we know we got it, so we just got to put the energy that we put into these records. So I mean, like R1, they snapping. I seen
Only Up.
Yeah,
one time
Only
for
Up is
Only
going
Up, Sean
crazy.
and Jordan
Sean
right
is
now.
going nuts. Every time bitch ass nigga plays in the venue,
It's rage.
It's
Song
Only
makes
Up.
the whole room
Hazard
go
Only
crazy.
Club.
Up.
Yeah, one time
Absolutely.
for Shaq.
Shaq only know how to go up. Like I mean, even when he tried to do calm shit, he still like everybody in there rubbing his belly and turning up and having a good time. So it's like, I mean, he know how to rage, and he got the best of both worlds. I mean, even I want to shout out Brick Ashley as like a DJ, because like I went to a set with him, bro, and we jumped the whole fucking night. Scuba Ty, he got some crazy shit. Like it's a lot of rages out in the city right now, and I think it is what it is. Like, if you feel like you going hard and you fucking, the hard thing is to see like be at a show and see a bunch of niggas rage with you and turn up, and then look on the internet and be like, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. Like, don't let that shit like discourage you, because at the end of the day, like, we the underground. We not always gonna be pushed to the top, pushed to the platform. We're not gonna be the Beyoncés or the Mosimas, but you know, we gonna be the X's, we gonna be the Ski Masses, we gonna be them. Like,
Right.
Everybody got their own lane.
Yeah, I saw Herbo last night, and it was crazy to see
I
how
know that shit was
Herbo,
crazy.
the King Von, how like, you know, I finally figured out as a DJ that I really want to be a part of the because I feel like every DJ has a genre that they really specialize in, and they fuck
Yeah,
with.
for sure.
And I realized last night that I really want to be a big name in like the drill DJ scene. One time for FM. And I really want to be a part
One
in
time
the
for
rave
Shouts out
scene.
Fred.
One time for
shout out
FM.
Fred.
Shouts
and the
out.
whole
One time
Fred.
for Grams,
Yeah.
murdering all us rappers out here.
Yeah, Grams is dropping heavy right now.
The
One
hell?
time for
Nobody's
that
dropping
Gustavo.
more than Graham.
One
The
time
hell
for
is he
Ish Williams,
doing?
by the way, too, on that feature, man.
Bro, he snapped.
Oh my.
Yeah, but I realized,
Shout
man,
out
that
Badland Breeze.
shout out
Shouts
Badland
out
Breeze with New
Breeze.
Rose Project. Shout out Fuego for directing that video.
Shout out
Hell
DJ
yeah,
Tay
bro.
Banger.
Yeah, shout out Banger. Yeah,
Bro, I just want to do a quick.
You
Shout
think
out
Banger's a
Shaq
rage
G.
DJ?
Shout out
Would you
Shaq
call
G.
Banger a rage DJ?
He can be when
he
he,
can
wants
be.
to.
But
Yeah.
I
But-
think Banger can do everything.
I think he
Yeah,
can
that's
do
true,
everything, and he know he's good at reading the crowd.
Right,
That's the
he is
thing
good at
about
reading the
Banger,
crowd,
like- Like, you never know what he gonna get. Like, you gotta walk in and not look at him. You gotta look at the people in the room. And then
Okay.
if you look at the people in the room, I guarantee you could probably find out what kind of set he gonna play. Cause I feel like he's one of the DJs that looks at the people in the room.
right.
Mm.
Yeah, I fucks with that. The first time I ever heard it say Banger was probably, I think, when he was on tour with probably a little bit before he went on tour with Aunt Bill, when he was trying to get the shit popping in the warehouses. How do y'all feel about the like shit going down in warehouses versus these clubs? As a DJ personally, for me, I really want to get shit lit in these warehouses in the city and in these underground venues. I really don't
prefer
fuck
the
with clubs like
warehouses.
that. Yeah, me too.
I prefer the warehouses because
Yeah, you can
I'm
smoke,
not.
you can drink.
I've been going to the clubs since I was like 15, 16, back when they was like having like kids nights and shit. So like, I'm over the club. Like,
Right.
I'm not trying to buy no bottles. Like,
Right,
I'm
right,
not
right. I'm trying to bring a violin.
I'm not trying to do
fuck
that.
up.
Like, I'm trying to turn up. Right.
How you
Like,
feel, Moses, about that?
I hate clubs.
So
That's
do
my
you prefer
answer.
the underground? Or do you prefer like which? 'Cause I know everybody in HBC is completely different, right? So like, what do you prefer as an artist and as an artist?
Like
I don't really
as
just call
someone
you a
that's
singer.
enjoying the venue or someone that's performing?
It's both.
Well, I prefer a warehouse setting because it's like as someone that's like tending an event, I like a bigger space. You know, it's not as packed in, it's not as hot, not as sweaty. Like, you get to kind of just move around the room a little bit. But as a performer, I actually prefer a smaller, more intimate vibe.
Okay. So out of all the venues in the city, what would you give an example of as a smaller, intimate vibe?
I really like I've done a few where I've done just one set so far at where was
Bourbon.
yeah, Bourbon and Branch.
Trippy actually told
I
me
like
about
Bourbon
Bourbon
and
and Branch the
I
other
love
day.
Bourbon.
cause it
Nah, I
did her
fucking hate
gram.
Bourbon and
Cause
Branch.
shout out
Why?
Fresco.
I just
Why?
don't like the.
No, I hated it too.
Yeah, just
I hated it
because
too.
I'm just really me and Trippy really on that note. Like, I'm really in the underground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to help these artists. Like, for real, bro. Ideally, I want to help these artists who want to go mainstream get mainstream.
Mhm.
Like,
He
I
feel like-
really
doesn't
want
feel
to
mainstream.
Exactly, and that's what he's saying. He's saying he
Yeah.
want to help him get mainstream.
wanna
and
help
Bourbon
him
is
get
like
mainstream,
redundant
yeah.
to that cause.
Yeah.
And like it's like I seen a lot of shows flop there, but that Fresco.
That's why basically
That
yeah.
Fresco 5 for 5.
Right.
Shout out Fresco. Shout out Bella and Bree. Shout out everybody that was on that. Pounce Out Pop was on that John. And
Grams.
And I mean, but
Grams
Grams
went
Grams
fucking
is set, bro.
crazy.
Grams is set. I think somebody might own crowd surfing and Bourbon and Branch during Grams is set. Like either way, even if they didn't, bro, the energy, everything, he made that John feel like Voltage, like the TLA, like it. And then he showed me it's not even about the venue all the time.
Wow.
Like think about Tiny Desk. Like
Right.
think
yeah.
about all these places where it's not about the venue all the time. It's about you as the artist giving the performance.
Okay.
Can you make that feel like Wells Fargo? Can you make Bourbon feel like Wells Fargo? Because if they came out to see Grams that night.
Yeah.
That's what I seen. Like they came out to see Pop too.
So real quick, who do you think had the better the one that made the most sense, Grams or Pop?
It's hard to say that because actually I wasn't there for Pop. Riley stayed for Pop, and it's funny because
Did
he
you
has
see
a funny
Grams?
story about that.
I saw both.
Yeah, he saw
I'm trying
both.
to think. I'm trying to think.
It's hard for me to say also because I was too lit for Grams. Like I was
think
in
for
it. I was in it.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
for Grams,
I knew the words.
I knew the words.
mind
I
you, we
wanted
got
to
to
see that
we do the
project.
words.
I wanted to see
Right.
that project performed.
I didn't know all
so
the pop records.
So he performed Dog
Most
Whistle
of
3
it,
back to
yeah,
back,
yeah.
all the Jones.
No,
he performed not
he
all.
performed damn near the whole joint though.
Yeah, and
Did he do
performed
Money?
them.
Did he
Yes.
perform Money?
They
He did?
they
No,
forced
they
him to.
requested that, and he acted like he didn't even want to do it.
Yeah.
And bro, when I tell you, when that song started playing, every phone in the building came
It
out.
was the Wells Fargo. It was the
Every
Wells Fargo
phone.
song.
Wow.
Every phone. Like
Okay.
that's a staple record of this city.
Changed
So
my
do you
mind
think
on
Grams is a
Brother
staple
Brand.
artist in the city?
To me, yeah.
Do you think
absolutely.
Grams is getting what his just due as an artist in the city by these platforms?
No.
Like a Part 99,
No.
like a Boom,
No.
like
Hell
a
no.
Hip Hop Snatch
But
87,
none of the
different
next
things.
artists ever are.
It's
Like
coming.
that's
though.
the reason Fresh retired, and like Fresh is retired. So now it's like Grams. It was always an artist to me who wasn't getting recognized from the city that I said, okay, I'm gonna do everything I can, even if it's nothing, even if it's miniature, to push them because we need to get behind these artists.
Right.
We put the spotlight on them. The spotlight's gonna be on the city, and then it's up to us to do what we can with that. But it's like now it's Grams. Like Fresh is like I love Fresh. I still listen to his music, but he's gone right now. And Grams is doing it. Like and he making a statement now. Like he making a statement now. So it's like all right, he's saying yo rally around me. He's
Yeah.
pulling artists. Look at all these feet. He don't gotta put these artists on his songs, on his singles. He
That's
don't gotta
true.
put Breeze. He don't gotta put Flexico. He don't gotta reach out to us and get production. He don't gotta have to do any of that. Like Grams is set up to where he could just set up by himself and was working like we was working just by himself. You don't. We
Yeah.
reaching out now because
He is
we see
definitely
what we
trying
gotta
to
do
drop
in
it
the
heavy,
city.
yeah.
You dig?
Yeah.
And he putting people on his rise. He's saying I need people to rally around me and I'm gonna rally around y'all. And I respect the fuck out of it. Like I love Grams.
We gotta
And
get
I want
Grams
him
for
to
an
win.
interview, man. I think Grams might be the next interview on this world famous radio shit.
There you go.
All right, so let's get back to the story, man. So now we and where we leave off at? Do you remember, Riley?
2016, yeah.
All right, keep going. So keep telling the story.
All
This
right.
y'all platform, right? I'm just
go ahead,
asking
go ahead.
questions about the
16,
gun cases and stuff.
We're now releasing music.
Did
we're
you?
getting shit
Is this
popping.
before or after you went to rehab?
I was
I never
only
been
in
to rehab.
rehab for a couple months.
So you went to rehab, not Riley.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went.
Yeah.
So what was that like when you went to rehab?
You want to know about the story at HBC? Like,
Yeah, tell
that's
the
a Lord
whole story
Trippy
about the
interview.
guns and the
That's a
and
Lord-
the guns and the
mean,
juice and the
rehab was-
pills.
It was lonely, man. What you want to know?
What was the
I
intake
miss
like?
drinking lean. I'm not gonna lie.
It was lonely, man.
Okay, how much? Hold on. See, because I understand where we at now. So you was drinking lean. So you put Trippy on the lean as
We-
the manager?
Trippy,
We weren't drinking lean.
Yeah, not together.
This is
we weren't
pre-
drinking lean together.
Oh, lean's been shitty since before 2016.
Yeah, we
Remember
weren't
Molly
drinking-
used to be
By
good?
the time we
Yeah.
met
Yeah.
each other, we weren't doing lean.
Either
I
of us.
weren't doing lean.
I did Molly one time on my 18th birthday.
I've
That
never
was
done- I've never done
2013.
Molly.
That shit was lit,
Bro.
That shit had
was
me
clean
lit.
Molly.
But
It
when
was
I
a
came
time.
down, I ain't like
When
it. So I
Molly
never
was
fuck with
clean, it was
again.
lit, bro.
I've never
yeah.
done Molly.
I've done Molly.
Only
didn't- I
natural.
didn't wanna-
Hold
I
on, wait.
didn't
We
wanna
not
be butt
promoting
naked
no.
running
We
down the
not
street.
promoting
No, I
no
wasn't butt
drugs.
naked.
Hold on. We not promoting no drugs on this joint, but natural drugs, shrooms, weed.
Okay.
Get your shit going.
No
you know.
Percocets.
No
You know,
Percocets.
no
Keep-
Xanax.
Fuck with the
No.
toad.
No Zans.
And the
Okay.
only pill we doing is Adderall, cause that's the limitless pill. They made that for us.
NZT.
Okay. And what?
NZT.
So does anybody else in the not fraternity? Does anybody else in HBC do drugs?
No.
Does any look
No-
up? Look
no
up.
comment.
No comment.
No
All right.
comment.
What about you? What you think, Moses? Are you cold right now?
Huh?
Are you cold right now? Because you look
No.
bundled up.
I am bundled up.
Are you cold?
He cozy,
I'm always
bro.
cold.
He
All right.
cozy.
Let's keep the story going.
very
All right,
cozy.
cool. So
2016.
he's in rehab. You're drinking lean.
I'm not.
Yeah.
2016.
All right, so that's where we're at.
All right.
Yeah. I just got out of rehab.
All right.
That's
So he
what
just got out of the rehab.
And so now we're going into 2016. Basically, we kept getting kicked out of houses. So like
Why?
we were because people were letting us live with them, and they really couldn't handle 4 to 5 people moving in with them.
Were you guys raging in these houses or just doing music?
Doing
We
music.
a little bit of both. Like there was a little bit of like
Yeah.
it was. We were never throwing like parties and shit. It was just like large working sessions. We always had artists over, which could get rowdier. We'd get all
Wow,
fucked
that's
up,
true.
get all
Yeah,
drunk.
that's true.
Like,
That's how it is as an artist,
smoking
yeah.
nonstop. But like, it wasn't really parties, but like that shit started to
feel
get
like it.
overwhelming,
It could feel
especially
like
in
it.
small houses.
Quick
And-
question: when you guys were having all these people come over in these different houses as you were getting kicked out, were you guys still producing good product as musicians? Were good music
Yeah.
still coming out of
The
it?
music never stopped.
Yeah.
Like the personal life can be as shitty as fuck. Like the
I'm not gonna lie. Music coming out now is some of that music is from that time.
bro, yeah, and right now, yeah.
Those times were inspiration for that music.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
This is like we got on Complex during this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
cool.
2016 is when we got on.
This
Complex.
is when the city was low key on fire because wasn't Grams on fire in 2016? When
Grams
the shit
was in the source.
Grams
Uzi
in the
was going
stores.
crazy.
Is this before or after the Danny Brown feature
It might have
I'm
been
not sure.
during.
or the
that
Dogtown? Remember Dogtown dropped that video?
Yeah.
Was that was around this time, right?
Is it around
Right.
it? It might have been a
I
little
think-
I
after.
think
up.
this is after.
A year or two
I'm gonna
after.
look it up,
maybe.
This is
yeah.
after.
A year or
but
two after, maybe.
Because this is when Wack was really starting to step into Sierra. This is when Uzi was. This is before Uzi got with
Yep.
Atlantic. This is when Meek was with MMG, right?
Yeah.
So shit was heating up in the city,
Shit was
right?
heating
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we just kept we're releasing music,
I feel like it
doing the
was
same
somebody else.
thing,
I think
grinding.
PNB Rock was buzzing, but like he
Was
wasn't
he booked
signed
yet?
yet. He wasn't signed yet. I don't know if he was booked, but I think he was like the
'Cause when he-
mixtapes was buzzing.
Because when he came home from just when he went up for real,
Yeah.
when he came home from jail, yeah. Okay, well go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Then we did HBC presents Astro 8000.
Tell us about. I heard that was an epic. I heard that kind of changed the tide in the city
It
for you
changed
guys.
everything for us.
That changed everything.
One time for
us.
Astra and Mother Mary Rose, man. Also, real quick, man. One time for that new single called Bang Bros,
Absolutely.
which is fucking
Out now.
crazy.
Really, I know.
New single out now. Go stream that.
Bang
Spotify,
Bros.
Apple Music, Tidal,
That's a fucking
Amazon,
banger,
man.
YouTube, Pandora.
Yeah.
in stores now.
In stores now.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
should
so
do
go
a
ahead.
backflip right now.
So listen, tell us about that epic moment that put you guys on a whole different
Christ.
level.
It was our first
No,
show.
let Trippy tell it, because
Okay.
Trippy just said Jesus fucking Christ.
It was the best night of my life.
Are you a religious man?
Not really,
All right, here we go. All right, keep going.
but it was the best night of my life. I mean, like watching all of us. Like I was watching Riley write this shit down in a notebook, like trying to keep everything organized and shit. Fucking with the venue, like buying the alcohol.
R.I.P. Goldilocks Gallery.
Go to the
That's a lot of shit came out of Goldilocks.
We did it the weekend after 1 a.m. Vibes, which was pretty like
time for
the
rec?
Rack and Yes Jules, John. Yeah, shout out y'all. Y'all made it a lot harder for us to get in there.
They didn't want us to do it
Yeah,
because of
and
the 1
they tried to
a.m.
cap us at a
real?
certain amount of people. We was over that. We had. I'm gonna let Riley really talk about his experience in putting it together because he was, of course, the mastermind behind it. But you know, we all had our helping
And
hands.
she,
We
it, was
all
me, it was me and she.
we all invested in that shit. And but I mean, we had Grams and Astro. I mean, of course, HBC was on the stage. Andrew Miore,
Scotty
who's
Cash.
he's going by No Love
Corey
for them
Lee.
now. Like, yeah, Corey Lee.
You said Scotty going.
Fresh
Talking about
SC.
Scotty Deluxe, right?
Scotty, yeah, but no, I'm talking about Andrew Miore. He's a producer out of Shellham.
His name was
But-
Scotty Cash first.
No, Scotty, nah,
It's two
nah.
different
Scotty
It's
Cash
two
is a
different
dude
people.
Deluxe, right?
Yeah.
He's in a group.
Yeah, Problem
yeah,
Child.
okay, yeah, okay.
Problem Child.
Yeah.
Shout out
Shouts out
Scotty
Problem
Cash.
Child. They're
Right.
dope.
I went to school with Scotty Cash for a couple of years,
Right.
2 years before I moved to Jersey.
Right.
So yeah, so we started putting that together. It was our first show ever. Kind of just the whole idea was bring all the different cliques of the city together and find a way to bring everybody into one room.
And we did it.
Yeah, we did.
And we didn't take a loss.
We definitely didn't. No, we did.
And
Did
we
y'all
lost,
eat- did y'all eat-
money.
we lost money
Y'all
on
lost-
that.
We lost
I
$300.
thought we broke even.
No,
That's
we
not
lost,
that bad,
We lost
though.
$300.
That's not that bad though.
No.
Yeah.
That's really not because the outcome was probably way more than.
But we
$300.
packed that motherfucker out.
Yep.
Right,
Like
that's
we went
worth it,
over
though,
cap.
yeah.
We
It
went
only
over
held
cap.
I heard Vince Staples say that when he does a tour that a lot of his tours he'll start in the red and get into the green because he wants to flipping screens, and that's how it is when you're an entertainment company, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That sacrifice.
Yeah. But I mean, this was our first time doing anything like this.
We didn't think we were going to
that's
make
great
any
then.
money. We didn't think we were going to make any
I wasn't
money.
worried about the bread. I was worried about people showing up. I
Same.
didn't want to have a dud, and it was such a big venue, especially for us. It's like, damn, if people don't show up, this joint gonna look empty.
How'd y'all fund the whole project? Did y'all all put money together?
Everybody,
Yeah,
We just all
personally.
split it.
everybody in HBC.
Venue was $900.
Oh wow,
the
okay.
liquor.
We paid a host, we paid a blog, we paid
Veli. Veli was the host.
Veli was the
Shout
host.
out Veli. Veli.
Shout out
hosted
Veli,
HBC
man.
Presents
If y'all don't know who
Festival.
Veli is, by the way, Veli's one of the biggest promoters in the city right now, bringing a lot of acts that haven't
Shout
been
out
coming
Veli,
to
man.
Philadelphia in the
A
last
fellow
10 years.
gatekeeper.
Yeah, who's been coming to the
Fellow
city.
gatekeeper.
He is a fellow gatekeeper, bringing a lot of acts.
One of my peers.
Hey, who's the last guy that Veli brought out? Like what, last week, right? Or maybe 2 weeks ago? It's like every week now.
I know
right?
White Being Corday. He just
I know he's
just brought
about to
out-
bring Lucky.
About to bring Lucky though.
Yeah,
That's
one
the show.
time for
I
Lucky.
got tickets
Trippy
for
put
him.
me on fucking Lucky
Lucky's
a couple
hard
days
as
ago and
shit.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Lucky.
Lucky from Chicago, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think Lucky might have been in that Herbo show last night. And I think about it.
That's hard.
Yeah, I
That's
think
hard
so.
if he was there.
'Cause I wouldn't recognize until you put me on.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
that's dope.
But all right, so you said you guys lost
HBC
$300.
Yeah.
Veli was the host. HBC presents
Grams,
Astro.
Bill,
Yeah.
Fresh,
Mm-hmm.
Mars
brought the
Parker was on
ladder
the
He
out.
brought
ladder.
the ladder out.
He did bring the ladder.
Yeah.
He brought the ladder out. Mars Parker was on a ladder in the middle of the pit.
Mhm.
Doing what?
Raging
A fucking
at the top.
psycho.
Raging at
Right.
the top.
Raging, screaming.
Go on YouTube and look up HBC presents Astro 8000. It's crazy recap.
Okay, say a little more.
Yeah.
Shout out Plum
So,
Creek for that.
I got a piece of my tooth chipped off in the pit for Fresh's set.
Why? How?
Someone hit me in my
In
mouth.
the mosh pit.
In the
Damn.
mosh pit.
They were moshing last night.
The fresh,
I'm
They were
sure.
moshing
the
last
fresh
night.
mosh pits were.
Yo, you know what's so
Something
crazy to me? It's crazy to see how music can bring together college kids, hipsters, and fucking gangsters
And
all in one
thugs
room, and
and
everybody's
shit,
having a
yeah.
great time.
Yeah.
'Cause last night I seen motherfuckers that look G'd the fuck out, college kids that look fucking scared, and then I see hipsters that were just super high to even, too high to even
Cause
realize what
look,
was
G
going
Herbo
on. Yeah.
close with Juice WRLD and Chief Keef and like all them niggas. Like
Right,
it's
yeah.
so many people. Like
He
he
played
not-
Juice last night too.
of course.
Yeah, he played Juice last night. I
Of
think
course.
looked like he
Juice is
started
on the
crying
cover.
a little
Juice
bit.
is on the cover.
And on the flag, right?
One of the people. Yeah,
yeah,
he's on
yeah.
the one of the people on the flag.
One time for Juice, by the way, man. That
Yeah,
shit was
rest in peace
crazy.
to
Yeah.
Juice WRLD.
How big was Juice WRLD an influence to you guys? Let's start with you, Moses. Were you a big Juice WRLD fan?
Yeah, I was definitely into Juice WRLD. Like, we were all really influenced by that like early SoundCloud wave, and I think
Yeah.
that Juice WRLD was definitely a big byproduct of that time. You know, also Triple X Tentacion, like
Rest in
Ski
peace
Mask.
to
Like
him,
we
man.
definitely took a lot of inspiration from that time. We were trying to push a lot of
Yeah.
stuff on SoundCloud around that time as well.
Yeah.
Was it working for you guys?
Yes.
No.
You don't think
No.
so? I mean, we was getting streams.
We were getting
We were
streams.
streaming.
Yeah.
We were getting comments.
We were getting streams, but it wasn't resulting in
Yeah.
the same things that doing that well streaming does.
There wasn't
on
no
other
money in
platforms.
it.
Yeah, we were
It's
trying to
SoundCloud.
learn at that time. It took us some time, but you know, back to your question, yeah, Juice WRLD definitely had an influence in the sense of like seeing someone that was our age
Mhm.
that was able to go really far in a short amount of time, be cut short like that. You
Right.
know, obviously something like that reverberates.
Right.
You know, you see anybody, any one of your peers that's in an arena that you're trying to battle in, like get cut short like that is definitely tragic.
I
That shit
heard
was
I
scary.
heard that he passed because they were going to search the plane. He just popped all. I don't know how the story he passed. Either way, how he passed doesn't really matter. But I just
It don't matter.
I just
Rest in
wanted to
peace.
segue into how I feel like, you know, I don't really do drugs like that. I smoke weed sometimes, I drink sometimes, but I just feel like right now we're in a place where a lot of these artists are doing like heavy drugs. Man, why do you think that's going on? Do you think that's from past traumas?
Yes.
You know,
Yes, and I think artists have a lot on their plate. Like any artist that's signed to a major label, especially one that's buzzing, has a whole bunch on their plate that a label as an institution is not built to deal with. Like
They
I
don't
think,
give you a
yeah,
therapist.
I think every
don't give you
artist
nothing.
should have a therapist.
Wale spoke
should
about
have-
that. Yeah, Wale said
Yeah.
that therapy should be part of a record deal.
They should.
It should be because it's a
Yeah.
lot to deal with, especially a lot of these kids are coming from poor communities. They're coming from an environment where they're the only opportunity their whole family has at being something.
Mhm.
And you
On top of-
compound that with all the people they're around, all the money they're around, all the success that they have, it can be a
Mhm.
recipe for disaster.
And on top of that, you selling their emotions.
Yeah.
So every
Yeah.
time, well, not even every time I make the song, but like I make the song one time, right?
Right.
And I relive the emotions that I might put in this. I said, my mom, You know, me
Right,
and my
yeah,
mom's
man, you spoke
arguing
about
and
that,
something,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And then I put it on a record, and then I put my project out, and then niggas be like, yo, that song about your mom's ass. And then you're like,
Right.
damn, that's kind of like, fuck. Like, cause with being an artist, you put yourself out there on Front Street, and like, you gotta know not to take shit so personally. You gotta realize what you're doing. Like, I'm making something to be judged. But like, not all the time it's so easy to remember that, you know?
Right. Do y'all think that? Cause I know Trippy, your shit is like a lot of it's like rage centered. A lot of your music. I know yours. How would you describe how the centered around your music? Would you say I don't want to say R&B? I feel like R&B is too much in the box for you.
He got a genre.
I just love melody.
Okay, that's a good way to say it. And then Riley, you being a manager, I know you can manage both sides, and you know I know everybody in HBC is a lot different. Do y'all feel as though when y'all try to make a conscious record that is supported by y'all fan base, and I'm only asking that because, and when I say conscious, I mean however y'all look at conscious in your own right. It could be a still rage record, but it's conscious, right? When I went to the Herbal concert last night, he was, you know, PTSD is an album that's centered around post-traumatic stress disorder.
Right.
So it's not like a lot of super turnt records like Computers or like these different records that Herbal normally that made him famous, right?
Yeah.
And you can see last night when he tried to really play the new cuts from the album that the crowd wasn't really fucking with it like that, you know?
Yeah.
But you also got to peep that the crowd is coming to have a good time. Everybody's the whole Fillmore was filled with loud. You know, we tried to bring some weed in, but we figured we couldn't smoke in there.
It's the setting, though.
Yeah, people was in there getting high, getting drunk, you know, passing out. So do y'all feel like y'all records are supported when you make conscious records? Because like I said last night, Herbo literally asked Philly, "Are y'all bored?" Well, everybody got bored, and then he had to turn that shit up with computers.
Absolutely,
and kept
because it's his crowd. It's his crowd. But like, luckily for I speak from my perspective. Luckily for me, like, yeah, I'm more known for the rage records. But like, I got a couple of records where I'm rapping, and like, I'm like, before I was Lord Trippy, when I was younger, trying to come up, like, I was rapping like a little bit more conscious, I guess. But like, luckily for me, and I think for everybody in the collective, we have such a wide audience. So like, there's fans who might start off a Moses fan and be a Moses super fan, but then be like, you know what? I also like Sheed. Right. I also like what Wobie's doing.
How do you guys connect?
We don't
connect
they do.
fan bases?
No, they do. We don't.
The fan bases just automatically.
The fan bases say, "Hey, I like
find
Moses."
Each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible not to.
And we cross promote everyone's work.
Okay, see, all right,
extensively.
Yeah.
It's impossible not to.
That's the all right. Cool.
If you
That's
go on
really
his
key.
Instagram,
That's
it's
really
gonna
key,
lead you
like-
to highest basement. You're gonna see the merch. You're gonna see everybody. If you go to his Spotify, you're gonna see him as a main artist with "I Hate You, Sheed." You're gonna say, "I like this song." Oh, what's the kind of music that Sheed makes? Oh, he's got a song with Moses, Sheed, and Wobie on it.
Right.
Oh,
That's Pastel, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
One time for
Pastel
Pastel.
now.
There you go.
Streaming. So it's
Spotify,
going
yeah.
Go
up.
stream that right now.
YouTube.
She's got a song with Lord
Title.
Trippy called "Bad Bitches Don't Die." Let me see what Lord Trippy sounds like.
Black people meet.
Lord
Right.
Trippy's got a song produced by Moses called
Christian
"Ruger." You know, like,
MySpace.
we got plenty of records. That's all we cross brand a lot. We
Right.
cross brand throughout the same brand, and it shows to be powerful because we just keep reinforcing how good we are.
If you guys were to get the ideal record label situation, what would it be? Who would you guys sign with? And would you guys sign collectively, or would you guys want to sign independently?
We need a label deal.
as a collective.
We need a
This
label
is an
deal.
interesting conversation because it's
Because
quite
only reason
relevant.
I'm asking that is because you know when Meek was signed with Affiliated,
Yep.
he had different acts signed. And if you hear Meek tell a story sometimes, he'll say that he was trying to get Charlie was trying to, and this is just whatever the word they say. I forgot what the word is, but this is just all hearsay she say, right? What I've heard is that when Meek was trying to get signed, that Mac was trying to get the label deal signed, and Meek was like, "Let me get out of here. You know, you handle the business now." So how do you guys get around that? Do you guys ideally want a label situation? Because did Odd Future have a label situation, or didn't they have
Yeah.
Not at
individual
first.
deals?
I mean, Frank was signed first.
No, but at first, though.
Frank was signed first.
Yeah, he was signed before
Before
he joined,
Tyler?
Before he
Yeah,
joined
he was on
Odd Future.
Sony, I believe. Yeah, before he signed out. Yeah, you're right. Before he joined,
Yeah, he has
Odd
some
Future was signed.
ongoing issues with.
But then
with
even
Def
when
Jam.
Tyler
It was
was getting
Def
hot,
Jam.
he had another deal already.
So to
before-
answer your question,
Because if you look at ASAP had an individual deal.
yeah,
A$AP Rocky had an
they have their
individual
own
deal with
deals.
Polo-
They have
no.
their own
No,
deals.
RCA. They
Yeah,
had ASAP
they were with
Worldwide. I thought
Sony.
from the rip.
Was it from the rip? Yeah, it might have
looked
been.
like it
I
to
think
me.
so.
I'm pretty sure it was.
But I'm pretty sure
That was the
Rocky
first
and
Yams
ASAP
did
project?
that. Yams
deals.
did that. He became, I believe, the A&R at ASAP Worldwide. It was
And
a
then
label
ASAP
on
came out
RCA.
after. Is that? I don't remember. We gotta look that up.
Yeah.
We gotta
So
look that up.
what
yeah.
I want is the same thing we're talking about right now. Is I want to HBC subsidiary label through a major. So Sony, Warner, any of you, I'm talking to you guys. I got 7 albums right now. We got singles ready. You guys want to test the waters with a single? We got singles ready.
We got Kenny Beats in the fucking building over there, by the way.
We got anything you need. We need a subsidiary label right now. Like, I don't know what you want. I don't know how you guys have to
test the
do
waters.
This for us. But look, we got enough content to supply any type of deal you need. You want a 10-album deal? Where we could do that. We got 7 right now.
How big of an advance do you guys want? You guys want 50 million up front?
No, hell no.
50 years?
No. Well, listen, we don't want no advance. Listen, let's just talk. Let's just, we don't know.
You know what? Let's speak it into existence right now.
I don't need no advance. I just want to talk.
I want 500,000.
Boom.
Doesn't need to be an advance at all. That's just what I'm looking for.
It don't got to be an advance. There you go.
That's my thing, bro.
You guys don't want any of that money up front?
We don't need it. We're self-sufficient right now. We need the push behind us.
Even like 20 grand up front.
That's what I was about to say. I was going to say, I'll take 15 racks.
Yeah, like as a collective or a piece?
No, a piece.
15 racks a piece. That
for a rollout.
Sound bad.
For a rollout.
Yeah.
That's my rollout.
I feel like 15 racks for the rollout. I said 15 racks for the roll. They got Kenny Beats in the building. I think he's calling somebody for him. Are we letting him in here?
Nah.
No, Kenny Beats can't come in here. He's overthinking.
Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Can't come
in. He got his lady with him. Honestly, that's what's up, man.
You just need to let us in the door, and we're going to show you that we can outperform anybody else in the city. I have enough confidence in every one of our artists, and I think it's just a matter of other people not exactly seeing and not knowing what we have available.
You're looking at the safe pick right now.
Put us in the position,
Moses,
and I swear to God, we will outperform everybody.
I'm going to be real with you. When we got in the first time we ever got in the studio together, and we recorded Lizzo.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw, like, wow, these niggas just kicked out 3 records. I'd never seen that before.
Right.
Only time I ever seen that, I don't think I ever seen that from a group that went in there and really was just chilling and was kicking out records like that. I'm like, wow, that's special.
Every day.
Yeah,
right.
We make music every single day.
We're professional.
It's not a
we
day.
are professionals.
We don't make music.
And we need to be put in a professional environment.
That was just a Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
right.
It's just better when we all together. We don't make music together every day.
Right.
So like that's my favorite times when all the artists are together.
And here's the thing too is either way we're gonna continue what we're doing. And it doesn't really matter if you invest in us or not. I would like for people to get behind us, obviously, so we can get some money and funding behind this because it makes it easier.
Right.
But if you don't, we're just going to do it ourselves.
We can be no limit.
DIY to the core.
Yeah.
So
if you don't,
limit, if nobody wants to get involved, look, like you got a chance to get involved and you could capitalize off of what we're doing as well. We're in a position where we're allowing that. Right. But if that doesn't get picked up, we will continue on our own and we will succeed on our own. We've built this by ourselves and it will continue to move that way.
That's a fact.
We're self-sufficient. We make money. We got merch. We're stocked in this building that we're sitting in right now, bro. Like,
that's true.
Since Black Friday.
Black Friday. I think you guys might have been one of the first pieces of clothing in the new prior year. You are.
We stayed
HBC merch was one of the first pieces of merch in the new rec store. That's a fact. That's a historical moment.
We stayed.
You know what's crazy? I was just thinking. I feel like we're at a time
on a lot of shit that we noticed that we the first about, and we don't say nothing.
First. And you guys are really peaceful too. We spoke about that other day.
We got love, bro. We're trying to bring people up.
We gotta make a big net and bring everybody up, bro. We want the spotlight because we trust in ourselves that once we get the spotlight, we gonna shine a light on everybody.
If we win, everybody gets to win because we're not going anywhere. Our money, the things we do here that help us win, will get reinvested into the community here in Philly. We're gonna put money back into artists' pockets. We're gonna put money back into the engineers, the DJs, like the whole community.
I want an underground label, like for real. Like how you feel about how we be rapping and talking about this, like.
Shit,
like we could partner on an underground label. Like it's about giving back to Philly, making Philly LA. Just like Atlanta's Black Hollywood.
Right. My nephew, you know what's crazy you say that? My nephew was talking about
Hollywood first.
My nephew was talking about that last night because we went to the Herbal Show together. He was like, we was talking about Philly records. He was like, in Atlanta, it'd be a whole slew of Atlanta niggas booked in Atlanta and they'll sell out. He's like, in Chicago, it'd be a whole bunch of because I was talking about King Von, and he really knew who King Von was for real. I just really found out about Bull. He said King Von is huge in Chicago. So he really, because he used to live in Chicago, he was like, it's crazy when you were in Atlanta that a whole bunch of Atlanta niggas will be booked in Atlanta and do a show and eat. And he said he don't, from a nigga that's from Atlanta that lives in Philly, now he doesn't see it in Philly.
Because we don't want to support each other. Everybody wants to be selfish and worry about if they eat, then that means I can't eat.
Right.
It's crabs in a barrel. Everybody thinks that if they get opportunity, I can't. And that's the problem.
Right.
We need to be able to team together. And if we don't, then it's not going to be, we're not going to be able to grow at all.
And it's shifting. It's shifting with the artists.
Yeah, it is
with
shifting.
the artists is like we getting together and we
but the
like
business here is
let's
still a
build
little
each other
bullshit
up.
though.
Let's
What you
build
think
each other
about
up.
that, Trippy?
But the politics of it is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it
and
is.
it's like you can't let it get to you, but it's fucking bullshit.
It's like you guys don't want to win.
It's the Matrix, and it's like you got to realize that you're trying to manipulate the Matrix, but it's like you trying to get Mr. Smith to be on your side. Like you could be like, yo, listen, you got so many resources,
right?
That if you would just stop worried about, listen, I'll give you one of my resources if you like somehow suck my dick in some type of way,
right?
And like to make sure that everyone knows I did this for you, and make sure that like you're bringing me up every second of the way,
right.
Bro. If you helping me, you're not gonna get left behind.
Let me ask you a question off the record. Let me ask you a question off the record, Trippy, and we're gonna speak about something that we're not gonna speak about on the radio, but we know me and you talking about.
Go ahead.
Do you think that situation that we just spoke about in the studio, do you think that old boy gonna try to talk about that to other people?
Absolutely not. Only thing, because I don't think it's a sour situation. I think it's two very different people trying to find out where they can meet in the middle. I just think the only thing that will ever get spread about it is if I do choose to end that business relationship that I'm thinking about starting, that it'll just be certain studio sessions with certain artists where, you know, he might just voice frustrations. Like, I think Trippy, Trippy, not even, Trippy's whack. Just, I think Trippy acts funny, this and that. Like, he, from his perspective, and that's fine. I'm not gonna have no problem with that.
Right.
Like, I'm not that type of boy. You gotta really do something for me to come out of my character.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just, I'm cool with not being able to work with everybody. Like, I'm cool with working with the people I respect, but I'm also trying to work with people who are very different from people who I surround myself with.
Right.
Like, I don't have to stay around the same type of people, because we try to see different types of the world. Like, we not trying to stay in Philly forever. We trying to build Philly up, but we also trying to travel. We trying to see different cultures. I'm gonna have to get comfortable with different people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the part of the business, man. You know, I was watching a Prince J interview, and he was saying how when he did rap a lot, when he was in the streets real heavy, when he got out, Jay Prince was in the streets super heavy. I said Jay Prince the first time, right?
Prince J.
My bad, my bad. It's the drugs, y'all. But anyway,
it's
like it's the perks I'm on. But Jay Prince was in the streets super heavy in Houston.
Yeah,
he said that he transitioned into the music industry and started, you know, he got Scarface popping, you know, the Ghetto Boys, a lot of motherfuckers down in the, it was him and the DJ Screw was people that was killing it in the South, right, in the beginning, right? He said a lot of artists he didn't fuck with. He just didn't like them. He said, but in business, it's not about if you like them or not. It's just about getting this shit done.
Exactly.
And that's something I'm learning a lot. And I know that's what you're talking about. Like, fuck if I like you or not. Let's just get the business done.
And that's the thing, bro. Like, people take things too personally. And at the end of the day, like, we have professional business relationships with most people in the city. These aren't friendships. These are professional business relationships.
Right.
And people have to remember that. And people get personal and they start to think things are more than a professional business relationship.
Right.
And that's what we are. We are a professional business. So everybody needs to understand that.
How much time do we have left in here?
I don't know.
You got as much time as you want, Bigg Dan. What you want to talk about?
We already over the time.
All right, well, I guess we still going then. I just had a question, man. What's up? I was about to ask y'all a question. Damn. I'm about to ask y'all a question.
One more. We got one more question.
Damn. Well, it just skipped my mind. Trippy fucked me up, man. It was a good question too.
I mean, we talking about the politics right now.
The politics,
rap politics. We talking about
rap politics.
politics.
What questions do I have for rap politics?
Philly politics.
All right, this is. I mean, me and Riley were at the cipher the other night at the HBC house. We were talking about how. Well, this is when I came up with it. I was in the crib listening to T-Son making a mix and listening to
Son.
Grant.
Shouts out Son.
Is it Son or T-Son?
I'm pretty
It's
sure
signed. I'm pretty sure it's signed.
Just son. All right, I was listening to this. My bad, bro, if you hear this podcast, because I'm just learning about you. So sometimes I fuck up names. Like when Wale first came out, I was at Lincoln. People used to go. We got Huff in the big building over there. What's up, bro? Anyway, we when Wale first came out, I used to call him Will. You know what I mean? A lot of niggas did that. You know what I mean? So
but no, go ahead, because I don't know how much time before they kick us out.
All right, bro. So basically, when me and Riley was talking, we said that it hit me that in the city, including you guys, that there's a brand new Philadelphia sound being created.
The
right?
new Philly.
So
Absolutely.
there's no house, or there's no shop, as I would like to say, in the city that's the revolving door for artists in the industry.
Nah.
The last time that there was a shop or like a real place there was a revolving door to get artists out was Philadelphia International, I believe. You know,
And Rough House was one of those.
Rough House was who came out of Rough House?
They did
a lot of people,
they did
though,
the
right?
Fugees album.
They were out of
They
Philly?
did
DMX.
Miseducation.
They were out of Philly.
DMX
Yeah.
was
I
on
think
Rough House.
he
Yeah.
did do.
He was with Rough House, yeah.
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 All right. Well,
That was another one,
What do you
but-
think is basically my question is, what do you think is? Because I know for me, I want to find a
Cypress
space.
Hill, Crisscross, Wyclef.
See, I want to find a space that, because records now in a gallery, so I want to personally find a space where the underground can just come to, not like a place where I'm charging you to record, but a place that people can just come to. What do you think is the answer to make Philadelphia the market that it really is, as far as underground artists becoming mainstream? Because if you look at these other markets, like a LA, like a New
Media.
York, like a down south, that there's in the last 5 years, 10 years, there's been a consistent influx of artists coming out.
Media.
But in
Venue.
Philadelphia, it hasn't been like that. What do you think is the answer?
The answer is media.
So if media is the answer, why is media not? Why are these platforms that matter in this industry not coming here and covering this scene? Like
Because
a
they don't
Complex,
know.
like a Fader.
Because they don't know. So because we don't have media,
They gotta know.
Nah, they know.
They gotta know,
They
bro.
know. It's
I
not,
have
it's
to
not
know,
no,
bro.
It's not no clickbait in it, dog. It's not no clickbait to find a new artist that already doesn't have some amount of pull.
Yeah, that's like saying like
But they
when-
could find it. They could find an artist
That's
with
like-
some random story about
No,
getting
bro.
shot. And
Yeah,
some
but what
bullshit.
makes them
Like,
get
they could-
behind it?
That's like saying with NWA.
That's
That's like saying with NWA when fucking Run DMC. When Run DMC got the Adidas deal, right? Adidas didn't know how big Run DMC was until the people from Interscope or whoever Run DMC was signed with brought the Adidas people to the concert, and then they said, and that's when they did My Adidas and they got the Adidas deal. They were wearing Adidas for years.
Yeah.
My Adidas had been out for over 6 months. Adidas had no idea until somebody brought that person to a concert and they saw that impact.
yeah,
That's when they got
I
the
do
big
remember
Adidas
that
deal,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's like that's when somebody had to bring somebody here. They gotta know, bro. Well, whack
know.
is going up. They
know.
know that it's something here.
But that's they know that something's here, but they don't have the ability to check it out because it's
They
not
have to
being
have the
broadcasted.
ability.
Unless you're here, you don't know. So that's the thing. Unless you're here, you have no idea
Because
because
these
there's
fucking
nobody talking
bloggers
about
are
it.
not going
Yeah.
to fucking shows. They're not watching new artists. They're not listening to fucking Spotify's and SoundClouds and playlists and shit.
And there aren't
They're
bloggers
following
for
the
like. And
trends,
number one,
bro.
blogs are dead. This shit's bullshit anyway. But
I don't think all
they're-
vlogs. I don't
they're
think
not here.
You think vlogs are dead?
What?
Like YouTube vlogs?
No.
No.
Absolutely
cool.
He
not.
said blogs.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
publication.
yeah, and I know he said. You know what? Only reason I'm asking is because if you go on like aside the Breakfast Club,
Vlogs are the new one because it's about the influencers. It's
But
about
yeah.
people who have a traffic platform that takes a lot of traffic.
Vlogs
these-
are something. It's totally different. It's a
Yeah.
totally different subject.
yeah, but
vlogs.
the point I'm trying to make is that if you go on the vlogs that are shot by the industry, the streams are suspect and ass. But if you go on the vlogs that's shot by the artists,
Yeah.
they're popping, right? If you go on the vlog that's shot by a Kevin Hart, like his thing cold as balls,
Like Wiz,
it's going up. Day to day has always been.
Day to
That's
Day.
crazy.
Mhm.
I feel like Day to Day is like a one of one.
Yeah,
You know what I
it
mean?
is,
One of one
definitely.
vlog that's still. It's been consistent for what, over 7 to 8 years, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Since for a long
Probably more
time.
than that, yeah.
For a
Yeah.
long time.
The key,
Yeah.
the key to this shit moving up is make some media. We're all making music, but find a way to get this shit more exposure. Make a blog, make a music website, make a podcast, make a vlog, make anything you can possibly do to talk about your artistry and the other artists in the city. The more we do of that, the more it gets exposed. We're just dropping records, so like this isn't getting the proper exposure because it's just the records, and we don't have the bloggers here. We don't have the writers. We don't have the media paying attention. Complex isn't here. The labels aren't here. If we were doing all of this and it was the same people in New York, everybody would be signed.
Right.
That's
So-
a fact.
Do you feel like artists in the city are eating right now?
No. Hell
How you
no.
feel, Trippy?
Eating from what?
Yes or no? You feel like you feel like the artist there is eating?
No, we paying everybody.
How about you, Moses?
No, not as much as we all deserve to.
Yo, rappers
In the
get
top
such a-
5 radio market
rappers
too.
get such a fucking bad rap. But we paying the fucking producer, we paying the cover artist, we paying to put it on distribution. A lot of
Engineers.
rappers are. We paying engineers to get it mixed and mastered.
Photographers.
We paying photographers.
Videographers.
Right.
We paying bloggers.
So that's
we
over
paying
3,000
for
on the
promotion.
project.
And then I'm
Yeah.
the one that gets fucking penny, half a penny a stream.
Right.
Right.
You dig?
Right.
It's rappers out here, like you said. Vince Staples is going in the red in the beginning because he's so worried about his stage production.
Yeah.
Like you talking about, we talking
He
about
said-
Philly.
he
We
said
talking
he-
about Philly rappers.
he said he don't
where
sell
the
no
money at in
albums.
Philly?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Where's the Vince Staples say he doesn't sell no album? He said he may sell 10,000, recoup the deal, then the show money is all
If you
his.
selling, if in order to make money in here in the city right now, you gotta be selling merch and you gotta be selling hard ticket sales, and you gotta be getting a percentage off of them hard ticket sales. Like me and Moses can actually speak from experience because we've done this. There's been shows that we've got paid for just to be there and not a percentage of the tickets. But there's a lot of shows going on where these artists are selling 30 tickets and not making $1.
So is it the promoters? Is it the promoters that are
No, it's
promoting
the
these?
at the end of the day, it comes down to the artists. Stop accepting those shows. If you isolate them and nobody fucks with
They'll
them,
go away.
they can't happen. It can't happen because we not supporting that shit. It's like what Joe Budden be kind of fighting for. He get a little quiet about it now, but the rapper union. Like we need to have an artist union in Philly where it's like, bro, they ops. Like this not really working for you. Like
So let me ask you this question: how do we educate the
they not
young
ops.
artists?
They not ops.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
How do you educate the young? Because I know how it is to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And I know how it is to pay for a show, right? And then because you got this dream that I'm
Yeah.
supposed to go through my punches
When I
and
was
shit
young,
that
I
you'll
paid
pay.
for a lot of shows.
Me too. How do we educate the younger artists on not doing to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like how
Things
do we?
like this, talking.
Leading by example.
Yeah. As we go up, like my entire presence is about trying to inform people about my mistakes.
If you're gonna pay for a show, pay for the right show. If
Great
you're gonna
thing,
pay for
yeah.
a show,
Boom,
if you're
boom.
gonna pay for a show, don't take a show that you got to sell 30 tickets and you end up putting $250 in your own pocket in. Or if you're gonna pay for a show, don't pay $500 or $800 to go out to South by Southwest and perform in front of 15 people with 30 artists on it. Like if
Right.
you're gonna take a show, take $700, take $1,500 and open up for a big artist. Pay somebody, whoever you got to finesse, to open up for a big artist that is your sound.
Yeah.
So that crowd is your crowd. So when
Your
they hear
audience.
you, they go, who the fuck is this nigga? Because like I just said, my first time seeing Uzi was opening up for Chief Keef. I saw Super saying this, said, Jesus Christ. Like, who is this? Like,
So when Uzi first when he opened up, did
he had the
move the
blonde
crowd?
dreads at the TLA,
Was he
opened up
move-
for Chief Keef.
He moved the crowd.
Gone. I was amazed at what was happening. I thought Chief Keef was on stage.
Wow, that's
That's what I'm
deep,
saying,
man.
like-
yeah, that makes sense
So,
though.
It's
like-
yeah.
about targeting. You gotta know the right audience.
Fuck paying for shows, but it's not all the way. It's not 100% fuck paying for shows. If you got the bread, make sure it's right.
Yeah.
Because you can put a lot of money into the wrong shit.
I remember Young Dolph saying that early on. Him and his partner paid for a lot of shows that made sense. They handed
That
out
made
CDs
sense.
all damn night. Now Dolph is fucking popping with Empire,
Yeah.
but you know in the beginning he was
Imagine
he was
if
Talk
I'm
to me,
hype
Empire.
and I got 2 racks and I say, yo, Valley, put me on this YB and Corday show. Imagine that crowd in my show.
be crazy. No, it wouldn't
I
be
don't
crazy.
think so
No,
at
I don't
all.
think so. No, it
I
wouldn't
don't
be
think
crazy.
so.
Valley
I
doesn't.
think-
Valley,
like- yeah.
doesn't take money for shows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is all hypothetical, right? Valley don't take money for shows.
Yeah,
But
good
I'm
job,
just saying,
Riley.
hypothetically,
Yeah.
I'm saying, yo, I'm finessing, not even Valley, but somebody put me on this show for
Right.
2 racks, right?
Right,
That's a waste of 2 racks for me. That's not my crowd.
Unless it makes sense,
That's not my
though.
demographic.
right.
But I'm just hyped because it's a big artist, and I found one person in Valley's company who I could throw 2 racks to make me opener. Or any
Which is-
company.
which-
Let's
which
take
is
Valley
fucking
out of it
crazy.
because I
Let's
don't want
take
people
Valley
to,
out of it.
you know.
Yeah.
I love Valley. Shout out Valley. But just spend it wisely. It's like we made a lot of mistakes, and that's why we know kind of how to move now. Even still, like, it's
And when you make
little shit happens.
mistakes, tell people. Let them know. Because you can prevent somebody else from spending years making mistakes that you've made that you could educate people on how to.
That's a fact.
What's some big mistakes that you guys made early on? Let's start with you, Moses. What's the big mistake that you made as an artist coming up
I
early on?
think the biggest mistake I made early on as an artist is not viewing myself enough as a business and putting too much stock into
Preach.
letting the art
That's awesome, man.
speak for me. If you're a young artist and you want to make it, understand the industry side of the business that you're trying to enter, because it is a business and you have to understand all the working parts and understand how to properly push yourself. take it on yourself. We're in an age of YouTube, in an age of like you can learn anything these days. Understand what it is to properly upload your music to Spotify, Apple Music. Understand what it is to pitch your music. Understand what it is to network. Understand what it is to build relationships, and you know how to make sure everyone gets paid correctly so that when everyone eats, we all go up together. You know what I mean?
I was watching the interview with a guy, Clancy, who was with Tyler, who still manages Tyler,
Future.
and he was saying how important it is to not get stuck on that one hit.
Yeah,
because that's how people become one hit wonders. He said a lot of artists aren't one hit wonders. They just focus on that one hit. And he was like, once that hit comes, everybody's hype as shit. The artist is hype. They're getting a check. The manager's hype. The publishing's hype. The fucking merch people are hype. The marketing's hype. Yeah. He said then the money dries up and everybody quiets up.
Yeah,
nobody got back in the studio.
Yeah, nobody got back in the studio.
They said Wayne was right back in the studio after Carter 3. I think, matter of fact, 2 Chainz said that he was in the studio with Wayne when he found out that it went platinum in like a week or some unreasonable amount of time. And then he was right back. He was like, all right, it went platinum. All right, cool. Right back to the studio. Like, right. I mean, right back to the dashboard of the studio I'm already in. It's about working constantly.
And to kind of piggyback off that Lil Wayne story a little, like, something I think not enough young artists understand is how much you have to be willing to invest in yourself. I heard a story about how Lloyd blew up, the singer. The song You was starting to pick up traction regionally on the radio. He and his team decided to take out loans for like I think $15,000 or $20,000. They bought the Lil Wayne feature and they pushed the song themselves, and that's how he got a career in the music industry, by investing in himself. Like, and that's something to take away from. Like, I don't like a lot of young artists want something for nothing, and you know you have to understand that like in order to eat, you have to cook.
Yeah, exactly. And you can do it though. Like, but you got, like you said, you got to understand. It's kind of part of what you said earlier. It's like you're not just a singer. You're not just a rapper. Like, you're a business.
You're a brand, like business.
Yeah, you're a brand. You're a business.
Successful artists are never just artists. Like,
you're a startup business.
That's true.
You're a startup business.
It's not all you see. Like,
I don't know. It's probably a high percentage of startup businesses that fail.
Most.
I think damn near every business fails. Not every business, but a lot of businesses fail in the first 3 years.
They say the first 3 years is startup itself. Like, I know for LLC and writing stuff off on your taxes. Yeah. Like, if this don't pop off in 3 years, they say this not a business. This a hobby.
I'm feeling it right now with my business, bro. I'm in a cold season with the real estate business. So like,
it's
like,
wintertime.
Yeah, it's wintertime. Yeah.
And it's not even bad winter, but it's still just not much going on.
It's just not going on. When the weather breaks though, shit cool. Spring housing market, that's another conversation. But
that's another thing. Like, going back to talking to the kids about not investing, like, we still have 9 to 5s. Like, certain of us still have 9 to 5s or go in and out of 9 to 5. Sometimes we take off 9 to 5s and quit jobs to give ourselves more time. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta invest some type of funds into this. And it's like, but you gotta look at that as every day I wake up, I need to do something to get me closer to my goal. So if that is going to a 9 to 5 for 8 hours and getting $2,000, $1,200, whatever you get every 2 weeks, whatever, and you taking 30, 40, 50% of that and you investing it into your goal, then my nigga, them 8 hours is going towards your goal too. You gotta look at it as that. Right. But then what it is with us, it's like we going 8 hours at a 9 to 5 maybe, and then as soon as we get off that bitch, we doing 8 hours of this. Cause this is how much we want it. We don't need sleep.
Often you guys record every day?
I'm tired as hell right now.
Every day.
The other day we didn't record. We were talking about that ostrich versus lion conversation.
I recorded that day.
Oh yeah, you actually walked in. You was recording. Yeah. I wanted to record, but we didn't get a chance to. Yeah.
If I'm not recording, I'm writing. If I'm not writing, I'm trying to mix it. I'm not great at mixing like they are, but you know, everybody's working every day.
Yeah.
I'm practicing for a show. I'm working on a rollout release. Me and him talking business. How we moving forward every day. Rapping, not just rapping.
Say it one more time for the people who need to hear that.
Rapping, not just rapping. Singing, not just singing. It's a lot more than that. DJing, not just DJing. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah,
you know that.
Yeah, for sure.
You did.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
I think we gotta do some closing statements here.
All right, man. Well, listen, y'all.
Over. Basement. Go ahead.
One time for world famous fucking radio, man. We ended the interview. We got 3 members from HBC. I'm actually a member. I'm the DJ and shit.
We got 4 members.
So we got 4 members from HBC in the fucking building. Newest member, Big fucking Dan. I want to thank HB fucking C for coming to Rec Philly today for the second ever world fame. This is actually the This actually
It's the first interview.
This is the first interview on World Famous Radio.
The mix
ever.
is hot.
It's really the
Make sure
third.
y'all
Cause I
go check
interviewed
that mix
Leonzo and
out.
Will, but I lost those. And Joey Sticks, but I lost those interviews. So this is really the first ever episode on World Famous Radio where I'm interviewing an artist, which is HBC, which is Riley,
Hell yeah.
fucking Moses Mosina, and Lord Trippy. Let me one more question before I go. Was y'all first artist names Moses Mosina and Lord Trippy?
Nope.
What was, oh, see that shit. I'm gonna ask you second. I'm gonna ask Trippy second. What was your first name?
I don't even remember, but
It was just Moses.
but Moses Mosima is my government.
Really? That's your real name?
Yeah.
Are you Hawaiian?
That's his
Oh
government.
God,
name.
no. Moses is my dad's name. I'm actually the third.
So it's 3 Moses.
I'm gonna name my son Moses.
So
What's your heritage?
My dad was from Cameroons and my mom's from the Philippines.
Oh, all right. That's cool. That's attractive.
Yeah.
All right. I like that.
So
Thank
there
you,
y'all
man.
go. Technically, he can't say nigga.
What?
I can say nigga.
Now he can say nigga. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So what was
Can
your
Obama
first?
say
Fucking
nigga?
right now. Huh?
So,
Can Obama say nigga?
yeah, Obama can say
Then
nigga.
I can say nigga.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
facts,
Why-
that's
yeah.
facts, that's facts. Good.
Yeah.
That was good. You
Yeah.
got that equipped.
Yeah, that is go. Yeah, that's a crazy joint to say on national radio.
Can Obama say
Can Obama
nigga?
say nigga?
Would you let Obama
That's
say
hard though. If you think
Yeah,
about it.
that's
What was your
crazy.
first rap name, Trippy?
I always went by my name, like my government name, like Keys. So
Okay, alright,
at
yeah.
first when I was coming up, it was just Keys. Like my one of my mentors, like he told me, he was like, why don't y'all like you represent you? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go with that. And then when I was first joining HBC, it was Keys Trill.
I like
And
that.
then I was still saying Lord Trippy. I had a song called Lord Trippy.
Oh, okay.
I shot a music video to it.
I
Yeah.
like Keith Trill. That's cool.
I thought it was too.
Keith Trill was a homie.
I thought it was too too regular.
Keith Trill.
There's too many Keeses.
What,
I-
name
it
another
was a
Keith.
Keith that Rick Ross is pushing like for years.
Is his name Keith?
Keith MMG or whatever. Keith
It-
spelled the same
Keith
way.
or some shit,
And
yeah.
it was that was always a thing for me. So I was like, I'm gonna go with Lord Trippy. Like that especially at the time that it came to me too, like that's exactly who I was. Like that's
Yeah.
exactly who I was. I was we'll have
Turn it
the
up.
drugs talk later. Like
Yeah.
but that's what it was. Like I was Lord Trippy. So
Right.
I mean, it fit perfectly.
Right.
It
Right.
fit perfectly for me.
That's fire, man.
My
Well,
rap name was Gucci Draws.
no, it
Facts.
wasn't.
No, yeah, big
No,
fact.
it
It really
wasn't.
was.
Big fact.
Yo, I had a homie named Gucci Dishes. That was his
Yo.
rap name.
Gucci
yeah.
Draws,
Gucci
Gucci
Dishes
Draws.
and Louis Vuitton couches was the other dude's name.
That's
Yeah,
fire.
they were
That's
luxury.
fire.
Yeah, that-
Louis
that-
couches and Gucci.
You
When you
got
make it a
fun,
whole
bro. Where they at?
Yeah.
When you make it a whole sentence, that's hard.
Gucci Dishes, Louis couches. That was
That's
their rap
amazing.
duo,
That's
yo.
hard.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was their shit.
There's some Gucci Draws verses out there.
Gucci Draws.
Gucci Draws.
Get the fuck out of here, Riley.
You were originally ghostwriting
That's not
for
your
this
destiny.
man.
He dropped a mix called Go Yard Tears.
I did.
For real?
Shit
Yeah,
hard.
it was fire. Probably still hot right now.
Riley
out.
was the
It's
first
somewhere out
artist
there.
on HBC. He had the full muscle of the label before he was a label.
Yeah,
For real?
We was ghostwriting for him. We had
Did Riley always have long hair?
Songs, bro.
Did Riley always have long hair?
No,
no. When I met him, he had short hair.
like cut off.
Buzz cut.
For
Shit
real?
crazy.
I never seen him with short hair though.
Yeah, I haven't had short hair in 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a haircut.
Hair
but-
long.
All right, man. We got to get up out of here. We're going to keep talking. These
Shout out
are the
Hair
fucking
Dog.
homies. One time for HB
Shout out
fucking
Big
C.
Dan. One time for Big
Shout
Dan.
out, yeah.
One out-
World
famous
yeah,
fucking
world
HBC.
We going to
World
the top,
famous
man.
HBC,
Basement.
man.
We going to
we
the
wrapping
top,
it the fuck
man.
up.
Bet out
we
now,
gotta bring these
Pastel
guys
out now,
back.
Bang Bros out now.
Pastel
Yeah.
out now.
Quick Maths out
Bang
now.
Bros
That
out
new
now.
World
Quick
Famous
Maths
Radio
out
mix
now.
out is
Go
out
to
right now.
highestbasement.com.
Uncanny Valley out
Yeah.
now. Miyazaki out now.
Untouchable HBC.
I should be
Empire.
on the way.
Right.
Mad shit on the way. I can't
You
even
rappers
tell
are
y'all what's on the
losers.
One
way.
time for the frat, man. One time for every other clique in the city that's doing their thing.
We love
As a
you.
city, we coming up together, man. I'm telling you, I was talking to Will about this.
But don't get in our way. Hold on. But
Yeah,
don't get in our way. Because we really trying to pipe everybody up. We really trying. Like, I want the bat signal, but I want it to be like the Phillies logo, that P. Like, that's what I want in the city. I want everybody to come out. But don't get in our way, though.
Right.
Because, right, like, what we trying to do right now is, like, for the city. It's for everybody. It's not for us. Like, it can look like it's for us because we the frontman in it. But it's the same way as, like, to me, an artist, Moses and She can be looked at as the frontman. But I'm playing my role. And I'm going as hard as I possibly can because we only as strong as our weakest link. And we trying to be the Lord Trippy of the city. Like it can be a Moses. Like, we got Tierra Whack, we got Uzi, we got Grams, we got them and that. But it's like we playing our role right now, and our role right now is trying to put light on everything else.
Right.
So don't get in our way because we don't want to have to. Like we not gonna get negative, you know. We not gonna touch you. We not gonna do nothing like that. That's not us. That's not our character. But if you get on the way, we just gonna crush you. And it's like it don't need to be that.
Right.
I need to.
It's
say
all
that, my
peace,
bad.
man.
We're here
No,
to
it's
win
all good.
together.
We're here to win
I love
together.
y'all. I love y'all. My bad. I
We
just
coming
had to
out of
say
here,
that.
man. No, it's all love, man. World Famous Radio, y'all. Holla at me.
Peace.
Real famous.